Hello everyone, welcome to my dusty shop. Make a quick video today on a way to make some extra side money, help fund tools or things like that. Today is going to be wooden survey stakes. Uh, it doesn't take many tools. All you really need is a miter saw and a table saw. I have two miter saws set up. I've been doing it a little while. So I got one that I just do my sharpening on, putting the points on them. And I have one, to make my full cuts. Cheap Harbor Freight saws for now. Cobalt table saw, you don't have to have nothing fancy. If it works out for you and you're gonna keep on with it, you'll need a bigger saw. I've got one, it's got some work I gotta do on it. But this is what I have to work with. I just got that cheap miter saw, a cobalt saw. I got a planer. I planed one side of the stakes. That's not necessary. That's just what I give the people I make them for. I give them that so they have to write on with a marker. And then I have this little cheap saw. I bought it from a friend of mine for like 40 bucks. And I made up a little quick jig, set at 15 degrees. You just have to kind of adjust on that until you get it where your blade's hitting in the center. A little off center to make the point sharp and not take too much off one side and not the other. I went ahead and put a board in. Sorry about this. I don't have this set up. I'm not one to really film, but I went ahead and brought a full. I used 2 by 12 boards, pine, kiln dried, non-treated. You can't use treated lumber on the stakes because of course they'll break. But I start here. I cut them all. I made me a little stop block. Just nothing's got to be like real accurate. Just a little stop block set on 18 inches. These are going to be 18-inch stakes. They'll be 1.5 inches wide by 3/4 of an inch thick. So that's pretty much the basic size of your stakes. But I'll cut this board up. I've got some cut up already. I usually do this in bulk. I usually take 10 of those boards, get them all cut up, looking like that, and then I'll go on to do my ripping. And like I said, I run them through a planer. You don't have to. I do it because this saw is not made for this. So I put a 25-tooth blade on, which you can use a 60, and it will leave it smooth enough so you don't have to run it through a planer and it don't tear the markers up. When you run it through on a 24-inch, it leaves those deep scratches, and they use markers, and that marker it's like sandpaper on that marker when it's got the grooves in it. So I run one side through a planer. Like I said, that's not necessary at all. I've got dust collection. I use it, but as you can tell in my shop, it don't get everything. I got to replumb. Everything is still being set up. My shop's a mess. You have to overlook that. Nothing's organized. It's just a mess. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this board up, get these pieces stacked up, and then we'll move over to the table saw. This is another big part of it. Wear a respirator, face mask, something to keep this dust out of your lungs. It's not good for you. It's something over your eyes. I hate my glasses, but I gotta wear them. All right, I'm just gonna cut enough right now to do one bundle. One bundle is gonna be 50 steaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Usually I'll rip until I got this table just domed over with steaks. I'm putting this out more towards beginners. I'm a beginner myself. I started in January 25. You know, this shop used to be used to work on cars, but I got bored on that, so I thought I would give woodworking a try. And I went, you know, racked up, bought a lot of tools, really tools that I hadn't even used yet. It's been over a year. I've got all kind of routers, you know, just all kind of stuff, and I do little projects I'm learning on, but this right here is what keeps the lights on in here. So if you're starting out and you got a little workshop, you know, make you a bundle of these steaks and take them around to some of your local surveyors. And there's also grading hubs. That'll be another video. But take them around, and if they're interested in them, you know, you can make. Well, once the price of lumber goes back down, you can make real good money off of these. But right now, the price of lumber being so high, there's a profit, but it's not great, but it'll help. It'll help pay for some tools, you know, like I said, or help with your power. But let me get table saw and I'll set up and I'll be right back. Okay, next step's gonna be table saw, ripping. I'll run a few passes through and then I'll speed all this up. Gloves, table saw, it's a no-no, but it's a do at your own risk. I don't need to be doing it, but I rip so many, there's splinters in them. I just try to keep from tearing my hands up. Keep your hands away from the blade. Go to YouTube if you're a beginner. There's tons of safety videos on here. You'll see me reach over the table while the saw is running, more than likely. Don't do that. You know, this is a risk that I take myself, and I'm sure it'll bite me in the long run, but fingers crossed I don't lose those fingers. But I just grabbed me a board. Knots are a big thing. When you sit on survey stakes, like this knot here, more than likely it won't make the cut. Well, the cut, you know, it won't make a stake. If I split the wood, you know, don't sell a stake that's got a split running through it. So I'll cut around this and use what I can off of this board. You're going for quality, you know. The guys that buy from me, they buy from me because, you know, I don't put many knots. I don't let many knots slide in my stakes. You got a knot, chances are when they go to hammer it in the hard ground, it's gonna bust. It seems like it's something simple with stakes. I mean, it is, but you can't sell stakes with knots like this. All this right here, when they're this bad, they go over the pile. When I get done, I carry them out, and as bad as it hurts, I burn them. Or I save them, and I'll show you that in a minute. I save some of them that's got pretty grain on them and make other projects. But at the end of this, I'll show you what I do with those. But it's gonna get loud for a minute. I don't have a mic, you know, like I said, this is my first video doing like this. I'm gonna turn my dust collector on, you know, table saw, of course. It's gonna get loud, but I'll speed, you know, I'll run a couple passes and then I'll speed, you know, I'll go in and speed it up. So you don't have to sit there and just watch. I'll get enough ripped up to, you know, at least get a bundle put together. So let me get that started. Don't forget, doesn't matter. bundle. The other thing you see me doing that you don't need to do if you're a beginner is stand in front, right in front of what you're cutting. There is kickback, but this saw don't have a whole lot of kickback. It does, but like I said, watch the safety videos. Do a quick pass to the planer on one side of all stakes. I'll get them stacked up, and we'll go to the next step. All right, should have enough. I believe I got 50 done. What the whole planing is about, if I can get it to focus in, there's scratches, deep scratches from the blade. Well, that chews markers up that they write on with. So, going through the planer, you got a scratched up side, and you got a smooth side. Yeah, I'll do them. I stack them that way. That way I pretty much watch for my knots when I'm pushing through the table saw. When I'm doing it, and after I get done with these, I gotta go in and hammer a bunch out. So I'll have that whole table just, stacked up. And then I'll go in and go ahead and put them in bundles about like that little bundle is there beside that little fan until I got 50, and then I start stacking them, around the tables close to my saw that I point with, and just start shortening them, putting points on them. Let me get that set up, and I'll show you the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I point mine, and I'll back the camera up while I do the rest. I do 5 at a time. Stack them in there, hold against your fence. Once, knock them in the trash can. Flip them over, do it again. And you have that's pretty easy for them. I gotta scrape some glue off of here. It's got me a little off, but yeah, it's sharp. Got me a little stand I put them on to help me bundle and wrap them. I got to redo it. That was from the very beginning when I started doing this. try to keep these as even as possible, because most surveyors got boxes built in the back of the truck and they're cut. They got openings just big enough for these stakes to slide in, so if they're too thick, too wide, whatever, they don't fit, and they don't like that. Stretch wrap, Walmart. Start out with a roll. Stretch it as tight as you can without it breaking. Do it slow and it just pulls itself tight. Wraps on one side. Wrap on that side. Tighten up. And there's what you have. I can make 10 bundles like this from the full board to this right here. I can do 10 bundles, 500 stakes, about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on if I'm in a hurry or not. I got 7 bundles to knock out. Let's see. I got 2 made up already. But I've got 7 more bundles to knock out, and I gotta turn some fans on because it's hot in here, and I didn't have the fans on because you won't be able to hear me until I get a mic. If it's helped you at all, interested in it, I've got other projects I want to try to do, show you. But yeah, I'm going to be doing other videos of the hubs, of course, and I'm doing these flags. This one right here is still, I haven't put it together yet. It's still, I gotta get it glued and screwed. I've got that one finished up. I don't really like it. I got it too dark down here. But I make these small wavy flags. That one's dusty. All of it's dusty out here. But these clocks right here, that's what all that's for. That's stakes that I couldn't use for stakes. So I you know, if they've got a pretty grain on them, let's see. If they've got that pretty grain on them, then I'll use them for clocks that's gonna be stained that I can burn to get that grain to come out. If they don't have the, sorry about that, my phone cut out. But if they don't have the pretty grain on them, I'll do clocks the same way, but I'll do them in like a black and white paint. You know, I put the blue line through them, or, you know, the green for, like, you know, military, stuff like that, just different stuff. But yeah, if y'all like to learn how I do my wavy flags, hit that like and subscribe button. See if I can build this thing up, and I'll get more comfortable talking. This is the tools that I use for all my carving. Got this disc here, Harbor Freight. But I started out with that disc, then I go to one a little less aggressive. Then I go to the flat wheel, and then I'll use that stripper there, that drum sander, and then it's to the DAs. Like I said, this is usually organized a lot better than this. I'm still new, hadn't figured out how I want everything organized. But yeah, I think that should just about wrap this one up. Again, if you're a beginner, get on YouTube. Learn your safety before you get started. Don't be like me. Go do the safety and then just to turn around and go against it. Because I'm sure it'll probably bite me in the long run, but right now that's what I got to do to, that's what I got to do to try to pump them out. That's what messed my phone up a while ago. I had to stop it, start back. I was getting a call on a big order of the 36-inch stakes. So I'm gonna leave that there for now. I got 7 bundles to make. You can get out in the next 2 hours, and yep, that's it. Again, I appreciate you. If you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button. I got more stuff coming. Appreciate it.